How is it going, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now, I know if you've been subscribed to my channel, it's been a super long time since I last dropped a new video. It's been like almost a month, I don't even know, but I'm gonna say the same thing that I said last video. Like, I was just going through a lot of different stuff, and a lot of stuff, I'm getting like a new job now, so I've just been super busy. And unfortunately, during the winter up here in the Northeast, I can't really review any cars. No one's really out for the most part. We haven't had that bad of a winter when it comes to snow, but still, it's been a little bit rough. But thank you guys so much for like sticking around on the channel and still being subscribed. Obviously, it does mean the world to me. But today we are back, and we are back with a new automotive news video talking about something that you guys probably already know about because it's been dropped now, I think, for at least like 2 or 3 days. But we're talking about the new 2023 Dodge Challenger SRT Demon, actually 170. And this is going to be the very last, final last call edition Challenger out of all the different last call Challengers and Chargers. I know I did a few videos talking about some of the last call Chargers and Challengers like a few months ago when they first started coming out back in like the fall. But this one is clearly the most ridiculous one out of the bunch. It's going to be the very first muscle car to basically, or it's going to be the most powerful factory muscle car ever manufactured. So that is going to be really exciting. It's also going to come with over 1,000 horsepower from factory. However, in my own eyes, this isn't really too much different from the regular Demon that they released, I think, back in 2015 or 2016 now. It's been a while. But obviously back then they only made like 2,000 or like 2,500 units, so they have been extremely rare. And for this final year of actual like internal combustion engine powered muscle cars from Dodge, they are going all out. Now, the reason why, and again, this is not me hating on it at all, and I'll get to it a little bit more in detail, but the main reason why I think that this new Dodge Demon is not really that crazy. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's crazy. It's a Demon. Obviously, everyone knows that. However, with 1,025 horsepower, it's actually making that from E85. So it has to be on E85 in order to make it. Now, I believe the stock regular Demons, I'll edit in the actual power numbers if I mess this up, but I think they were in like the 800s, and I think for some reason 890 is ringing a bell on my head. I don't know why. But the regular Demons made that much power on 93 pump gas. They didn't need E85. Now, yes, I'm sure that Dodge did their very best tuning wise to squeeze every single ounce of power out of this thing so that it, you know, just goes above the 1,000 horsepower mark. Because I feel like, I don't know, ever since the Fast and Furious came out and we were talking about that old 69 Charger in the very first Fast and Furious, the past few decades, 1,000 horsepower I feel like has kind of been the benchmark for a lot of like crazy builds and, you know, just crazy stuff that you see on the internet or whatever. So, but today we will be looking at a few articles here that I'll leave linked down in the description below if you want to go check it out for yourself. But yeah, before we get into that, definitely be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. I know I didn't really say it at the beginning, and I know it's annoying for you guys to hear. But yeah, I haven't been at it for a while, so I understand if you guys just want me to shut up and talk about the car now, but I really would appreciate it a lot. So anyways, without further ado, we're going to be looking at this car and driver article first. Again, this will be linked down in the description below, excuse me. But yeah, this kind of goes through a lot of essentially what is a little bit of a history of the Challenger, and then I like up at the top here it goes over like some of the numbers that are being claimed here by Dodge. The most notable one being an 8.91 second quarter mile time at 151 miles per hour, which is just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, the regular Demon is already extremely psychotic for a just factory car, but this one is even just that much more faster. Now, it's going to cost around 100 grand. Now, with dealership markup fees and considering that they're only going to be making around 2,500 to 3,000 US units, this says, they're not going to sell anywhere near for 100 grand. They're probably going to sell for like 130, 140. I mean, who knows how high the markups are going to be, because again, we first saw it with, you know, COVID and everything, and I don't want to get political or say anything about that, but with the whole pandemic or whatever, dealership markup fees were just crazy ever since then, because then after then we had a lot of supply chain issues, and so a lot of stuff is still going on, and we've been seeing it hit car enthusiast cars the worst, because dealers know that they can charge an arm and a leg for them, and people will still buy the car tens of thousands of dollars over MSRP. So take that $100,000 as you will, because again, we've seen it with the new Nissan Z, the new Toyota Supra, the GR Corolla, a bunch of different cars, the new Type R. So yeah, I highly doubt that this Demon 170 is going to cost anyone 100 grand. It's probably at least going to cost 110 to 120 on average, and I can again especially see it going up to like 130, 140 range, maybe potentially even higher. And that's just looking at the track record of recent history in the past couple years of how manufacturers have been marking up enthusiast cars through the roof. Like, it's just been really crazy. But anyways, we're not really focusing on that in today's video, but this kind of goes through a little bit of history. I like it. Again, I've always been a history nerd, so I like the fact that they kind of pay homage to the original Challengers, and how, again, the initial 1964.5 Mustang and then eventually the Camaro kind of basically got the golden age of muscle cars in the US going, and Dodge kind of came in there right before, I guess, the fuel crisis in the early 70s. Also, it goes ahead and talks about the basically resurrection of the Challenger, again following suit with the 5th gen Mustang, the 5th gen Camaro, and then the new Chargers and Challengers that they made, which, by the way, I just hate how they turned the Chargers into 4-door vehicles. I feel like that's just a little bit silly. And then it kind of goes into how they're actually able to get 1,025 horsepower out of this thing. So they do say that right here, like, the name Demon 170 is basically homage to the 170 octane mix for the E85. It does talk about on 91, it makes an even 900 horsepower and 110 foot-pounds of torque. But again, on E85, 1,025 horsepower and 945 foot-pounds of torque. It's the same 6.2 liter V8. However, down here, we are going to see the main difference that they kind of did when it comes to the engineering. It looks like they bored it out a little bit more. Actually, no, they did not bore it out. It's still the same 376 cubic inch engine, but it does have forged internals, which, I mean, that's kind of a given. It also does have a 3-liter supercharger on it, making 21.3 pounds of boost, which is a lot more than the 14.5 pounds of boost in the old Demon's 2.7-liter supercharger. And here's the picture of the new engine bay. For the most part, it looks the same. It looks like just a regular Hellcat engine, except you know, you get that little Demon emblem right there, which they did have in the older Demons. And also, I am mistaken, the Demons came out in 2018, not 2015. I don't know why I thought they were so old. But yeah, so for the most part, it still has that drag pack that the old Demons came with, but it's just punched out a little bit more. Now, before we end today's video, here is actually a list of every single last call Charger / Challenger, and I'm just gonna go through them. Again, I feel like this is not enough information to really make a video on, so I'll just add it at the end of this video. So obviously, we got the very last one on the last call edition, the Demon 170, which this entire video we've been talking about. And then we have potentially my favorite one, simply because of its story and its kind of importance in car culture, the Black Ghost, the Challenger Black Ghost. And this is modeled after, I believe, a 1970 or 71 Dodge Challenger RT that was owned by like a street racing legend who is a veteran. It's a really great story, and I believe Haggerty is the one that put out like the mini documentary or whatever on YouTube. Highly suggest watching that if you have like a half hour to burn. Then you have a Dodge Charger King Daytona. I kind of like this. I like the outlandish orange color. I like, again, the homage to you know, the Daytona and the Go Mango paint or whatever they're saying. But that kind of wasn't my favorite. Also, this one, the Swinger, this was my least favorite out of all of them. I hate the fact that they just put a Swinger name on the Charger and the Challenger when the Swinger used to be a whole different model. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I remember I made a video about this, and I remember some people, I think, agreeing with me, and then some people were disagreeing with me, whatever. But, and then they have the Dodge Charger Super B. I think this was not the first one, it was the second one that they came out with, and then this was the first one, the Shakedown. I also like this one too. I like the shaker style hood, and that's why it's called a Shakedown. I like the different graphics with the stripes. Again, very, very 70s-esque. And I just really like the fact that Dodge went ahead and did these last call Chargers and Challengers because, you know, again, although it sucks that they're going to electric for a lot of us car enthusiasts, at least they went out with a bang. And to top, the cherry on top is this new Demon 170. There's definitely no topping that when it comes to just sheer power out of a production vehicle. But anyways, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. While you're down there, again, definitely be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Really, really helps me out a lot in the algorithm. But like always, I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next one. If you enjoyed today's video, click on either of these links right here to watch a similar video from this channel, or click on the little circle link right there to actually subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free. I do appreciate all the support, but thank you for sticking to the end of this video, and I hope you have a fantastic day.